guys, and welcome once again to another week. We're going to be doing an analysis on the gold charts, and we're going to be letting you guys know what we think could happen in this new week that we're stepping into, right? So, as always, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share. All right, we're always giving you guys good content right here to help your trading. And so, let's get to it. Now, last week I told you guys that price would most likely come down into this zone. I gave you two levels, right? I gave you the 50% level of, I marked out two levels for you guys somewhere around here and this point, right? You can see price came down into that zone, and what happened? Price rejected upwards and did exactly what I thought price would do. So now in this new week, what should we be looking out for? Now let's start from the top down. Let's do the top down analysis, right? Let's start from the higher time frame, the monthly time frame. Let's go to the monthly. Let's hide this first. All right, so let's start from the monthly. This is the monthly time frame. Now looking at the monthly charts, like we've been saying for some time now, gold is generally bullish, right? But gold this year has significantly moved up already, and so it's at a point where gold has been consolidating for some time. Now guys, please, there's a construction going on somewhere around my place, right? So just in case you hear any sounds or any noise rather, please bear with me. So guys, like I said, gold now has been consolidating for the past 3 to 4 months, right? We've been seeing gold moving sideways, and I said this in the month of April that this would most likely happen, right? I gave the analysis since the month of April, and I told you after the close of April, I told you that gold is most likely going to be moving sideways for the next 2 3 months or so. And now we can see from April down to July, we've been seeing gold moving sideways, right? So now what should we be looking out for? Now, because gold is generally bullish, we're going to stick to looking for bullish buying opportunities, right? That doesn't mean that we are not going to see a selling opportunity, right? And also, like I said in the previous week, I'm really looking forward to a month, a month closing very bearish, right? Closing with a red candle. I'm really looking forward to that because I think gold is overdue for that. All right, so let's go to the weekly. Now, looking at the weekly charts, what should we look out for? Now, this last week closed bearish, a red candle, as you can see, but you can see that this last week somehow wanted to act the way the previous week acted, right? Price came down and rejected back upwards, but then formed a green candle, still closed red, but we can see this massive rejection upwards, right? So it's looking like gold might continue to push upwards, at least up to the zone 40 level, 39 level thereabout, right? I'm really looking forward to gold getting up there. So when gold gets up to that point, what gold does next we don't know, right? We could see rejections from that zone. That's very possible, but I think gold is going to get up to 40 level, right? That's what I'm looking forward to. So we need to look for how to get in on that trade. Now if you're already in on the buy trade from here, that's good. You probably could take your profit, or you could hold it, right? You could get out of the trade, or you just hold whatever you want to do. Now in this new week, I don't like how this candle closed red. All right, but we're going to still stick to looking for the buying opportunities. So we're going to wait for price to come down to the 50% level of this particular candle, and from that zone we're going to be looking for rejections, the kind of rejections that we need that will give us the indication to get in for our buys, right? So let me get this back turned on. Right, good. So already I did this video earlier before. But my light went off, so I had to reshoot this. So already I've marked out the levels for you. This level right here is the 50% level, so we'll be looking for price to get down into 3344 level. All right, and this other level right here, 3325 level. So in between these two levels, once we see the kind of rejections that we need, then we're going to go in for our buys, and this is looking quite good. All right, so that's that. Let's go to the daily time frame, the daily charts. So this is the daily. Now looking at the daily, now you can see this other box I drew here. Now that was like last week or so I told you guys, price was going to drop and gold dropped. I was even actually hoping that gold would drop lower, right? That was what I was hoping for, but gold didn't, and so we saw this rejection upwards, and so that's why we now looked for this buy at this point. Okay, so gold is looking like it wants to push higher, at least like we said, to 3440 level. That's what gold is looking like. Gold is looking like it wants to get into this zone, Let me draw this so you can see that. Gold is looking like it wants to get into the zone, right? That's what gold is doing, looking like it wants to get into that zone. So how do we get in on this trade? Now gold is consolidating within this box that we have over here. It's been consolidating, moving sideways around this area. So we could actually wait for price. Please don't mind this line. I'll show you what that line is. I drew it already in the previous video, so that's why I don't delete it. So we're going to wait for price to come down, like I said, into the 50% level, which is right here, 3443 level or 44 level, and even this other level right here. So once gold comes into these zones and we see the kind of rejections we need, we're going to go in for our buys. Nothing much there. Now, but mind you, the moment we get the buys, right, and gold breaks above this box, we could see gold coming back down again somewhere around here to test. Okay, and then you could get in on another buy if that happens, if it gives us the opportunity, and then you can hold it up to this zone right over there. So it's something of this nature. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something like this, and this looks quite good. Sorry about the noise. Let's go to the 4 hour. So let's see, I need to do this fast. So right here we can see a heads and shoulders, an inverse heads and shoulders right over here now, guys. So you can see this right here. Please don't mind that noise. You can see something like this, right? Now gold has broken through the neckline, so we could expect gold to come back down somewhere around here, test it. Let me delete that. And so we could see our buys from somewhere around here, right? We just need gold to come back down into this area, this zone. Once gold does that, gives us the opportunity we need into this entire zone. Once gold does that, gives us the opportunity we need, then we get in for our buys. So that's just what I'm saying here. So now you could also try to get in on sells, right? You could try to catch the drop. That's also possible because I think it's going to drop. You could try to catch the drop, right? If it pushes up and then gives you an opportunity for a sell, you take it. Like we caught some sells last week, right? We got some sales. I think I posted it, guys. So go make sure you follow us on TikTok, on all the other channel, on YouTube. I post those videos there, right? So you could try and catch the sales, right? Once you get the sales, I don't think you should be looking to hold the sales for so long, because once price gets into the zone, we might see a rejection and push upwards, right? So that's what I think. I think there's nothing much to say here again. So nothing much. It's that simple. I like how the charts are looking. Now let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Now guys, listen, I like to make my trading very simple, and I think it's best as a trader to make your trading very simple. Don't try to make your trading very complicated, right? Don't complicate your trading. Just make it as simple as possible. Know what you're looking for and then just stick to it. And like I always say, when you see that you're trading an instrument that is majorly bullish, right, or is currently on a bullish trend, right, you stick to looking for buying opportunities and not selling opportunities, because when you focus on looking for buying opportunities, chances of you getting in on a winning trade, right, would be high. But when you try to get in on selling opportunities, then your chances of getting in on a losing trade would also be very high, right? So gold is generally bullish, so it's always good to stick to looking for buying opportunities. So right now we're seeing a very good opportunity presenting itself right here on gold for us. All right, so we could get in on the buys. Now, if you're in on this buy already from down here, that's also very good from this point, right? If you're in on the buy already, that's good. That's good. So let's see how this goes. I think this is looking quite good. So that's that for this new week we're stepping into. Okay, so we've already given you guys the zones that you should take into serious considerations, right? Let's go back to the 4 hour. So that's that. I think it's simple. So guys, please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section, and I'd like to know what you think on gold. So guys, that's it. Hope you have a wonderful trading week. All right, ahead. So, peace out, guys. Much love.